Hey, welcome back. It's Chris Nicolls here from PetaPixel. We are coming to you from not so sunny California on this beautiful coast here to look at a very interesting new lens. Nikon has released a prime. This is pre-production, but we get a sneak peek look. This is the Nikkor 135 f1.8s Plena for Aniston. I don't know. It's based off the Latin word plenum. I think it's plenum. I think it's pronounced plenum. You guys let us know in the comments below. But this is a beautiful lens specifically for beautiful bokeh, portraiture. We're going to take it out here and have a good time. Okay, I'm very excited for this next part, probably more than I should be, because if you've been watching our show for a little while, you know that we use the Nikkor 58mm 0.95 knocked as a unit of measurement because it's exactly 2 kilograms. However, now that we have another named prime, the Plena, this is 995 grams. We're just gonna call it a kilogram. So from now on our show, Plena is our next unit of measurement. Plena and knocked. Stay tuned because you're gonna get sick of that in the future. Okay, so let's actually talk about the weight here because yeah, when you first pick up the lens, you think it's hefty, but honestly, compared to the Canon 135 1.8 or the Sony 135 1.8, those are all around 950 grams roughly. This is 995 grams. I mean, we're basically the same kind of thing. 82mm filter thread, comes with a nice hood. We really like that locking switch on the Nikkor hoods. They're really, really nice. And it is a rugged body design, fully weather sealed, dust sealed. Like any premium Nikkor lens, I mean, the manual focus is very well dampened, very smooth. Of course, we can click on and off our manual focus, autofocus, customizable buttons. We got 2 of them there, and we do have a customizable control ring as well. Now the 135 1.8 is using a stepping motor, not a linear motor, but as you can see here with our test, from minimum focus distance to infinity, it's actually nice and snappy. I mean, very quick, very responsive. So I think for any situation where you would normally use this lens, portraits, street photography, even quick grab shots on the street, I think it's gonna perform just fine. Even sports, where a 135 1.8 can actually be a really useful focal length, I think in most situations you're gonna find it accurate and quick.
What are you shooting?
I'm taking pictures of naked ladies from the bushes.
That's terrible.
No, it's the flower. It's the belladonna lily. It's called the naked lady flower, Jordan, you sicko. Oh my God. Now, as a video lens, the 135mm is a beautiful focal length. I would absolutely use it for static shots, for talking head stuff. It would do a great job there. But it does have some focus breathing, as you can see here. So I would try to avoid focus pulls, or at least make sure that you're okay with the amount that field of view is gonna change. So this is a lens that you're gonna wanna shoot quite often, wide open at f1.8. Now the thing with shooting lenses wide open is you often get some vignetting where the corners go a little bit darker. Vignetting's not something we normally talk about on our show, just because it's very easy to correct for in post. You know, we'll use software to brighten up our corners afterwards, or in a lot of cases, if you're shooting your photos in camera, your JPEGs are gonna already correct for this by artificially brightening the corners. But on this particular 135, Nikon has tried to correct for this. And what I think that they're doing in the background is simply using a larger image circle. Looking at the back of the lens element, it's very wide. I mean, we could be projecting a very large image circle. This isn't something we can necessarily test right now. We really have to wait till we have raw file support so we can go in and see just how much natural vignetting is occurring. But Nikon is claiming that they're taking care of this optically. Jaron, you called it an ice plant? Ice plant. That's so stupid. They should be in Canada if they're ice. Anyways, don't worry. It's an ice plant. And I'm shooting it here, and it does give us a good demonstration of the close-up capabilities here. So effectively, we have a minimum focus distance of about 0.4 meters, which is fairly close for 135. However, we're still not getting that tight a field of view. Our macro reproduction ratio is about 1 to 5 life-size reproduction, 0.2 times magnification. So, you know, for the occasional kind of close-up, especially with beautiful soft backgrounds, it's okay, but I wouldn't use this as a makeshift macro lens in a pinch. So Jaron Schneider, our editor-in-chief, he grew up in this area. He's being our local tour guide, and he says that that's Lover's Point. And the moment that he mentioned that, Jordan keeps trying to get me to go out there with him, and I don't want to go out there with Jordan. Okay, so of course 135 is fantastic for portraits. We don't have a model, we have we have an editor-in-chief, Jaron Schneider, who's got a beautiful smile. Yes, look, just looking over that way. And again, this is so handy because we're traveling here, nice. And bringing the Westcott FJ200, it's totally wireless. You know, just throw a battery in and we can shoot pretty much anywhere. It's easy enough when we're in Calgary, we can just grab this out of our house and just go anywhere, but we're actually traveling in California. So I can throw this on an airplane. The battery's not a problem for international travel. And so it's been really handy to just be able to have portable lighting anywhere we go. We're getting nice backgrounds here. Just out competing the light a bit so they go a bit darker. Such a nice smile, such a handsome man.
So complimentary.
No, it's really good. We've had some lovely sushi here at Sushi Heaven at Carmel by the Sea, and there were some lights in there, so it was not just an excuse to have sushi, but also to get some bokeh tests, because the 135-1.8, this is a lens that people are going to shoot wide open for that shallow depth of field kind of look, especially for portraits, night photography, that kind of stuff. So of course Nikon's put a lot of optical effort into making this lens have beautiful character and bokeh, and so taking a look here, first off, wide open at 1.8, as you can see, minimal cat's eye. That was something they really want to achieve. Not that cat's eye is a bad thing, but you know, you're going to notice very nice, clean, round specular highlights in the background, even when shooting wide open, even towards the corners. The other thing you notice is really no onion rings. It's not even getting a soap bubble effect. We're not having any sort of harsh transitions. Stopping down to f2.8, we're getting a circular aperture, even with those aperture blades closed down. So again, nice, round, specular highlights. And then this all leads to just beautiful transitions from out of focus to in focus to out of focus. Again, as you can see here, anytime that you're shooting foreground and background elements, the transition is smooth, it's pleasing, and it's beautiful. You know, these are the kind of lenses where you want that bokeh to kind of just fade off slowly into the background and just give really nice silky look to the shots, and we're absolutely achieving that here. Okay, so we're coming to the end of our first look here at the 135 1.8 Nikkor S Plena, Plena, I don't know, we'll figure that out in the future. We're also going to figure out sharpness for you. I mean, again, we don't have our test charts here. This is a pre-production lens, you know, we can't really look at files yet, but from what I have seen just from the JPEGs, beautiful stuff. I mean, really nice detail. I'm confident this lens will be sharp at 1.8, and even on the Z8 sensor with its high resolution, I'm very happy with them getting so far. But even from this early look, it really seems like Nikon has done what they set out to do with the Plena. You've got yourself a 135 1.8. It's a beautiful focal length. It's really nice for portraiture. It's great wide open, and the bokeh is beautiful, and that's what we're looking for with a lens like this. Okay, well, that pretty much does it for our initial look here at the 135 1.8. Please leave your comments below. Let us know what you think about this brand new prime from Nikon. Also, do subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell. We'd really appreciate that. And follow our podcast if you don't already. You can see it on this exact same YouTube channel, but you can also find it on all your favorite podcasting apps. Just search for PetaPixel Podcast. And remember that any comments you leave here or on the podcast itself, we always read those, and they often make their way onto the show. So if you have any questions you specifically want us to address, leave them and we will absolutely have a look. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon with more episodes from PetaPixel.